Hey guys, Kishiryu here with another review. This time I'll be reviewing the Kishiryu Series 05 Deluxe Milleneedle from Kishiryu Sentai Ryusoulger. This is Ryusoul Black's partner Kishiryu, which can combine with the other Kishiryu as well as Kishiryu. This set includes Milleneedle and the Black Ryusoul. So, let's get started. First up, we'll look at the Black Ryusoul. So as far as what dinosaur is supposed to be based off, it's a bit of a complex topic, so it's something I'm actually going to wait until I get to the Kishiryu itself to go over. But you can see, that's mainly black and silver. We got the yellow eyes here. We got the horn and some black spikes up top, and this isn't entirely in line with Milleneedle himself, but it is pretty similar. Of course, you got the whole lower jaw part down here. And because this is black plastic, there's no black paint in here, since that'd be redundant. Of course, you have the Ryusoulger symbol down in this spot here. If we press the button, we can flip it up into night mode, where you can now see the new helmet, as well as the weapon, which is this kind of double-bladed or double-edged sword with spikes along both edges. And then we have Milleneedle symbol here on the shield. Now, of course, this is the Ryusoul for Ryusoul Black. So you can take a look at the helmet, where you can see a pretty interesting kind of jagged mouth shape, matching yellow eyes, the horn, and the spikes on top. And of course, the helmet of the Ryusoul is meant to match that of its Ryusoulger counterpart. Next, we'll test out the Black Ryusoul with the Ryusoul Changer. However, before going over that, I'm actually going to show you guys a couple of details from the Ryusoul Changer that I missed up until this point. So first is that if we take a look at the slot for inserting Ryusouls, you can actually see this outline of a Ryusoul with an arrow pointing in it. And this is basically meant to be a guide to help you insert the soul without it getting stuck or without jamming. The second is that, something I didn't point out originally, was that the way that the mechanism activates for this is that when this swings around, it hits this switch, which activates the sounds. And the reason why it doesn't activate when you flip it around down this way is because there's this little gap that it passes through without being hit. So anyway, now we can get to the transformation. And of course, the transformation for Ryusoul Black is the same as all the others, where we now see this part on top as the crest, and the shield through the window. And you have the summoning sound for Milleneedle. After that, we'll test the Ryusoul out with the Ryusouken. So of course, pressing the trigger just gives you these standard slashing sounds. And you have the character phrase. Strong and wild! Ryusoul Black. Then we have the Kenbom attack. Which is of course the generic version like all the other transformation Ryusouls. Next we'll move on to Milleneedle himself. And the first thing I want to go over is his name. So you guys might see, you'd obviously see the spelling of the name in the title and might think it's a little bit weird, but as I'm going to show you on the box, this is how you officially spell Milleneedle. And to explain that name, the first part, mille, is the French word mille, meaning thousand. Then we got needle, and while neither of those sound like they come from a dinosaur name, there is an explanation for that. So, Milleneedle is apparently based on a dinosaur called the Miragaia, which was related to the Stegosaurus. But similar to Tigerrans and the Tigersaurus, according to the series lore, Milleneedle came from a dinosaur called the Needlesaurus, which of course they made up for the series. And getting back to Tigerrans, I did see a couple of comments questioning my spelling of it in that video, and similarly, if you look on its box, you can see that the official spelling is indeed Tigerrans, being a conjunction or conjoined word combining tiger and lands instead of just having it being Tigerlands, one word and then the other, which is not really how the naming works for these Kishiryu. So, Milleneedle is mainly black and silver plastic. It's got a few paint apps here and there, a little bit of black and yellow for the eyes, some key gold accents, and then silver paint for the armor on the haunches. You can see that its entire top side is armored, going along the head and all the spikes on its back. You can see it has what looks like a little cannon port on the tail, or kind of cannon barrel. And you do have the legs, which have Ryusoul joint ports on them. So, as far as the joints go, we've got connectors here, along here, some up top, which of course connect with these, some back here and here, a couple here, and then there's some under here. And so, similar to Tiramigo and Tigerrans, Milleneedle also has 7 parts, being the head, 2 halves of the torso, the top spike, tail, and then front and back halves for the legs. And because of these 7 pieces, like with Tigerrans, you can make some alternate combinations or alternate formations of just Milleneedle himself. So, I'm going to show you a couple that I got from a blog post on the Super Sentai toy website. First is a pretty simple one, when you take the halves of the body, which have these connector ports in here, connect the bottom ones here to the sides of the front calves, then plug in the tail here on top like a cannon. Then we have a little cannon platform of sorts. And with that, you can take the black Ryusoul and have it mount and kind of make use of this little cannon. It's pretty cool. The second one, I'm going to be taking it apart entirely. Taking this front half and using these connectors here, plug into the back half like so. Plug the top spikes onto here. Take these pieces, connect them on the sides like this. And take the head and plug it up top like so for a more upright formation of Milleneedle, which gives it a very different look. Next, we'll combine Milleneedle with Kishiryu 3 Knights. So for Kishiryu, to prep it, I'm going to remove the Tiramigo head, remove both arm attachments, remove the drills from the shoulders, and with the connector facing inward, plug them onto the knees. Then for Milleneedle, we're going to disassemble it completely, as we'll be making use of all the pieces in different places. So, from the top, I'm going to take the spike piece, place it onto the right shoulder, like so, and place the head piece onto the left shoulder, facing outwards. Then we'll take the body pieces, and with this piece facing downward, we'll use the innermost connectors to plug onto the shoulders. The same on the other side. Next we'll take the tail piece facing downward and plug that onto the chest. Then we'll take the two halves of the body, with one half having the feet facing upward, the other one feet facing downward. And at an angle, plug these into the hands. Then finally, remove the head and switch it out with the other head via the black Ryusoul. And here we have Kishiryu Milleneedle. So let's take a look. Starting off, we have the new headpiece. What you can see here is another new style for the head. Similar to Kishiryu Ankylose, we got the visor down, which of course does look like Ryusoul Black's visor, but we have the mouth exposed instead of having a mouth plate. Of course we have the chest piece with all these spikes on. Some very broad, very bold shoulders. And then we have the two weapons. We bring them forward. They're basically these sort of punching plates that Kishiryu Milleneedle uses in a sumo-like style. Unfortunately, due to the way that the joints work, it is technically possible to have them facing straight forward. You can have it in a bit more upward position where they're kind of blocking the face. Though even within this combination there is some room for customization. For example, you can take the can pieces and plug those onto the front of the plates. Now give it a pair of guns to use. And you can rearrange other parts as you see fit. And of course, thanks to the Ryusoul joint system, there are alternate combinations you can make. So I'll be showing the two example combinations illustrated by the box/instructions. The first one makes use of Tiger Ants and Milleneedle. So, for Tiger Ants, you're going to be taking off all the pieces except for the two body halves and the head. We'll be keeping everything but these two plates. Then for Milleneedle, just be using a few parts, those being the spikes, tail, and two body pieces. So, first thing we're going to do is remove the head, and take these pieces, and using these ports on the back, plug one piece on top, and then the other on the bottom. Then enclose them together using Tiger Ants' head. We'll take the spike piece and plug it on top like that. Take the tail, split it open into the wing-like formation, attach it to the back half of the body. Then take Milleneedle's tail, plug in the lance piece from Tiger Ants, and then plug that onto the back. Just like so. And here we have a powered up Tiger Ants. Interestingly, it goes from being a tiger to something more like a lion, with these pieces now forming a mane of sorts. You have a longer tail, as well as these wings on the back half, though it is interesting to see wings on the lower half of the body rather than the upper half. And finally, our second combination makes use of Kishiryu, Tiger Rance, and Milleneedle. So, for Kishiryu, we're going to strip off all the arm pieces as well as the head. And then we'll just use a select few parts from Tiger Rance and Milleneedle. So for Tiger Rance, we'll be splitting it apart and keeping the two halves of the body. And for Milleneedle, remove the head and tail and attach the two leg pieces from the bottom. So, first we're going to take this half of the body, position the legs like so, plug it onto here, and plug one of the gun pieces on, and place it in the right hand. I'll take the other piece, the legs like that, plug on this, and the other hand piece, and plug it into the right hand. And here you have a rather top-heavy combination for Kishiryu that makes use of these two as a pair of twin guns. As you can see, this unfortunately isn't very well balanced, so it does want to fall over a lot. Though you can kind of mitigate that by having this one gun down and having the other gun up. And with this, there is room for a little bit of customization because I think it looks pretty bare. So as far as I'd go, I would switch out the chest and head for those from Kishiryu and Milleneedle. Then basically just attach back on the shoulder drills, as I don't really see any reason why they're removed since they aren't used for the guns. And there you have something like that. And there we go. Overall, like Tiger Rance before it, Milleneedle adds a lot of new playability to the Kishiryu and Kishiryu, but in quite a different way. Whereas the parts for Tiger Rance seem a lot more suited to add new weapons to Kishiryu, the parts of Milleneedle seem more suited to adding new armor pieces. So there's definitely a different dichotomy there. Additionally, with Kishiryu and Milleneedle, thanks to the big shoulder pieces that cover up some of the blue and pink, the black color definitely overtakes the design more than the green overtook Kishiryu Tiger Rance. And certainly one of the most interesting things is the way that the pieces are separated and divided, which is definitely unorthodox and quite different from any of the other Kishiryu before. So obviously it is a no-brainer that if you are collecting the Kishiryu up to this point, this is a must-buy. Especially when you see what I'll be doing next time, which is looking at the Kishiryu 5 Knights combination. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and if you're new and would like to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell icon. And for now, this is KRX50, writing off.